I'm Jasper.
And I'm Joe, and we're the Stamies.
Hey. We're the Stamies.
So we got our van orange, I guess, from some dude. He buys cars from auction, essentially, and sells them. But he bought this originally to do a van delivery, or like a delivery service. And then the route just wasn't big enough, so he sold it. And we got it for a pretty good price.
a really, really good price. It was the first van we went to go see, too. We literally just like sent out a couple emails that day, and this guy hit us up. We went to go see it that day, and bam.
This is how we shop. It was like, I can stand up in it, sold. Done.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Bam. We saw it in the parking lot, like driving in, and we were just like, holy, that's it. That's the van we're getting. Yeah. And its name is Boney Van, after Bon Iver. Bon Iver kind of means a lot to us in our relationship, and
there was this really nice moment when we were watching one of his sets where he did this whole like, you can do it thing, and it's like, because I'm a guy who did it, so
yeah, it was really cool, very inspiring. And
this isn't a real price tag. $495 was not the price of the van.
I wish it was.
So the stealth of it was kind of unplanned. We even at one point had wanted to switch and put a caption style window in at the beginning, just so we could look out, because we've been so many places, it's like you want to look out and see what's around you.
Yeah, when you're
Instead, you're just, not a bad view, but I don't want to always look at her and my dog. So we wanted a window, but then after a couple nights we've had to stay in hotel parking lots or in a neighborhood. It's like, for one, we don't want to be looking out, and we don't want the illusion of someone looking out of their van, because that's the best thing when you're around like a school.
Yeah, well, and it's just like, it's kind of nice like that no one ever knows we're in there. It's nice that no one would ever know that people live in this. Like with windows and stuff, you get that a lot, and you can kind of see the light coming through and stuff like that. So we just feel really safe when we're inside of it now, and we wouldn't have it any other way at this point.
It makes it feel, the stealthiness of it makes it feel more like a studio apartment inside, as opposed to being like you're very much in a van. Because we have friends whose vans are great, and the windows are nice in the day when you get all that light, but it's also like, I can see them as I'm walking by.
Yeah, it's super on display, and I kind of like the privacy aspect of it.
I think if we did it again and we got one with windows, we would probably cover them.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's
for sure
how nice it is. It's
right?
The exact opposite
and it gave
of what
us more wall space.
Yeah.
Like we don't have like these giant windows in the way, so we were able to, cover it up a little bit more, use the space a little
more storage.
Yeah, for sure. We basically have these like 6 gallons of water with like 3 gallons here. This is like our drink water. This is like our because our sink is a pump sink, so this kind of makes our life so much easier when we just need to like dump stuff.
This is like our whole full circle corner.
Yeah.
These are all our water jugs, and then these are our pee jugs.
Yeah, the emergency pee bottles. You gotta honestly have those when you live in a van.
We don't have a toilet inside of ours.
Yeah,
so
we didn't want a toilet.
To deal with like having to dump shit places. It's that simple.
For sure. It just like, and there's so many grocery stores you can go to, gas stations, the ground, like we honestly have never run into a problem with it not having a toilet.
So having the 6 gallons is down from 8 at one point and up from 2. It's about 10 days worth of water if we use it right, because we do have the dogs. So the dog water is that's something that they always have to have.
Well, and in addition to these like 9 gallons here, we also have an additional 6 gallons in our sink.
Yeah, so this is just
so
for
we
us
have
and
a
the
lot
dogs.
of water storage, just in case we stay somewhere for like 10 days, and we don't want to move spots. Like this amount of water will definitely get us through.
And again, this is down because we had too much. There was a point to where it was like you're doing
so
more
much
moving water than you were actually. You're getting tired enough to drink the water, just moving it. It's pointless.
And a lot of people ask us why we don't use like a 1 giant gallon container and use like all these different 6 gallons. And honestly, it's just like the space, like just not having something huge right here and being able to just like take one at a time, like with us into bed and stuff like that. It just kind of made our lives a little bit easier.
And having the dogs, if we go somewhere and we take the dogs, we can just grab
one water jug.
Well, here's our water, guys. Here's all 6 gallons.
Yeah. It's really nice to have it like that.
That's such a pain in the ass. We're such comfort creatures. We get to a point where it's like even walking across the van has become too far at times. It's like,
I just got into bed.
I'm so sleepy. What is it, 8:30 p.m.? I'm not getting up.
Dude, seriously.
So then Yeah, we keep all our shoes here.
We have too many shoes. Honestly, we have like a shoe for like every aspect of our life, like trail running, gym, just walking. Like, it's ridiculous how many shoes we have, but that's just who we are.
It really does make a difference, like having the different walking shoes than you're hiking in.
Yeah, for
'Cause,
sure.
Like, we could wear our hiking boots everywhere, and they would be across the board fine.
Yeah,
but-
and then you have like strenuous boots and like rain boots and like all that kind of slippers, you know. It's kind of nice being
Slippies
comfortable.
are VV important.
Slippies, yeah. It's just nice being comfortable, you know, when we put ourselves like, you know, in a smaller space, but we still wanted comfort to feel like, you know, home, just to make it feel a little more like we're not. I don't even know how to
It's our
explain
house.
that.
It's
Yeah.
to have the comfort of being like, what shoes do I want to wear today?
Yeah,
It's
for
just at
sure.
home. Like, again, we're creatures of comfort, so.
Yeah, totally,
So
for
this
sure.
L-shaped couch here is actually, it's all storage too.
Yeah, so
this
there's
is
storage
like
in
all
here.
our
Nuts
grains,
and
our nuts and
seeds
stuff.
and oats and protein
Yeah.
and all that good stuff. But
And then this middle section here,
like this pulls up
so we can walk through.
so we can walk through if need be. We never do.
Yeah, we never
Honestly,
use that.
we never
it's
use
mostly
that.
somewhere for the dog to go over and under.
And then like so when coming up with like the idea for the van, it was actually originally all supposed to stop over here. So like this wasn't
This
even
was all
supposed to be
open.
here. This was all supposed to be open. But we ended up like making the kitchen way too big. It just like measurement, and it just got really, really long with everything we had to fit in it with the fridge and the water containers and stuff. So we ended up having like this much space left for the couch. And so we're like, why don't we just like move it around? Because it's not like we really need this anyway. And we wanted a space for the dogs to lay. So we
Little dog
made the
bed.
little dog bed underneath the couch there.
Yeah, this is all a result of us thinking we were properly planned and us
Yes,
just
and-
being shit planners.
Yeah.
Because we're like, yeah, everything will end here and we'll have plenty of room to sit here. And then we're like, none of that is a real thing.
None of it. Yeah, none of that
Our
happened.
kitchen space would have been this big with our original plan.
Seriously,
It's just-
yeah. And then this table is actually brand new. We just installed this a couple days ago because now that we're both, you know, I'm building my business and stuff like that, we just realized that like I wanted another space to work. Like instead of having it sit in my lap on a pillow every day, we wanted this. So this actually just like pops out.
Yeah, it's just two pieces here.
I don't know if I should pop
Slides
it
in
out,
and out.
but yeah, this thing just pops out and this pops out, so we could just store it behind there when we don't need it.
It's weird too because it
but I
actually
love
makes
it.
the van feel bigger,
It
even though it
does.
takes space away.
So I love this. This is like one of my favorite new additions to the van that we just did recently.
We had planned on having a table for a while, but we just didn't do it.
Yeah, we never got around to doing it. And so finally, when we took this 3 months in Arizona, you know, we just had time and a little bit extra money. Like honestly, like this time in Arizona has not only helped us to save more money, but it's also helped us to get things done that we wouldn't have been able to get done otherwise. You know, we don't have that extra cash every month. So being able to just like be like, okay, we're finally going to get this plant that we've been wanting, and finally going to get this table and get new couch cushions. and
These
stuff.
are our big splurges.
These are big splurges. A $20 plant.
We love you, bud. You were expensive. 20 bones, US. We were looking for mosquito netting, and everything we found was either just out of our price range. It was like $300 for a magnetic thing that just didn't make
That
sense
was
for
crazy.
us. Or we tried to do like putting netting on Velcro and attaching it around the doorway, and it just didn't work. It wouldn't hold. So this
we
is
just did
just
this.
something nice to put, and it doesn't keep all the bugs out, but we have,
But we have like some magnets,
magnets,
that
and we just
we'll put,
do this.
and then we'll just like close this.
and it
but-
keeps a majority of the bugs out.
Yeah, it works.
And it
you
also
know.
gives her a sleek, sexy feel. That's really, yeah. This is all vanity. It was all for vanity. Yeah, welcome to the
Obviously.
boudoir.
I think I just like.
And then, so this one is more practical because we actually use it more.
I can do it. I'll do it.
But these are, this is a full black, like a double black on this side. And then the white was originally these mountains, it's tapestry.
and we're
'Cause
super
we're like,
bummed
this'll-
about it.
we don't have windows. This will feel like outside. Doesn't feel like outside. Just
It kind
feels like
of just makes it a little darker. And we originally bought the tapestry thinking that this couch wasn't going to be here, you know. So it was like, well, you can't even really see what's on the
yeah, it was gonna
tapestry
be like
anyway.
a full wall of tapestry instead of like
instead
a
of
little
just
picture.
So we thought the white kind of made it feel a little more open in here, a little bit brighter, just because we know we don't have windows, so it does get super, super dark in here.
So this up here is
Yeah,
all
that's
blanket
new.
storage, and it was all brown.
It was the same color as this.
And just painting it white, it just makes it feel so much bigger.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like in here, so this is actually a sign that someone gave us as a gift at our wedding. So we wanted to reuse it in the van since, you know, it was just kind of special. And so we just keep like blanket snuggies. You know, you got to have your snuggies.
Onesies.
Well, yeah, onesies. Sorry, I meant to say onesies, not snuggies. But
We're not affiliated with Snuggie at all. Let's not.
We just enjoy them.
Snuggie, if you're listening, pop up, man.
Pop up. We just have all of our blankets up there because we had them all in the van, and now it's freaking like 89 degrees in Arizona right now, so we had to put it all away. But since we're gonna be on the East Coast during the winter, we're like, fuck, we have to have 1,000 different blankets with us.
Yeah, we needed blanket storage. Got it.
Yeah.
So the cushions are memory foam. They're just super glued together. We cut them to fit the pieces themselves.
Yeah.
And then my mom actually sewed this like indoor-outdoor material on them. It wasn't this at first. It was originally the runners from our
wedding.
disabled runners from our wedding.
Which
but
are
the
really
material
cool.
just got super dirty super quick.
Yeah.
Cool idea though.
Yeah.
It was really nice. It was like blue, like paisley, like they were really, really pretty. But yeah, it got so dirty with the dogs and with, you know, stepping on it and everything.
Just with us.
Yeah, honestly, we're
acting
a
like,
mess.
oh, these dogs are so dirty. We don't shower for a week and a half sometimes, I can't say that stench wasn't me.
And this is very rare footage of the van being cleaned. We woke up very early this morning to clean the van for this.
This is 3 out of every 40 days.
Yeah, definitely is never like this. But so this is a lot more sturdy and like doesn't get dirty, is easy. So this is really, really nice material. I like this a lot better than what we had.
And then, so we have our pot holders, which we rarely actually use the pot holders.
More for decoration, I guess, at this point.
It's more swearing and grabbing hot things because there's not a lot of like, well, I'm going to come over here and get it. It's like, no, hot, done. Okay, done. We're good. It's a short space. So this counter in the backsplash, we had originally gone to Home Depot to see if they could just make us a counter because what we looked at, they were fairly cheap. And then when we actually got it priced out, they weren't fairly cheap anymore. It was just going to be like a really basic gray,
maybe like a, I don't know.
Sturdier material.
Like an actual countertop in like a house.
Yeah.
You know, like something like that. And, but it ended up being super, super expensive. And
so we went and got this. This is a chopping block. It's just, this is all one piece. So if this was flat, it's just one long piece of chopping block. And then, because we knew that we could oil it and then still have that same resilience as a countertop.
And then we have this awesome cutting board that's from the sink.
Yeah.
We just use the...
we're taking orders now. They're only $100 bucks, handcrafted.
So dirty. It was like at a lumber house.
It was like whatever would be your local, like Lumber 84, Jack's Lumber Buds, and stuff like that.
It was in Orange County and like Placentia. That's where we did the build in Placentia with my grandpa. He has like a big shop in his garage. He's been a woodworker for his whole life, basically. So he was basically like, I saw that there the other day. It was like $100.
The countertop, I think itself was going to be like $380 or something.
It was like more than that. It was crazy.
For us to get this, the backsplash, and the cutting board,
$100.
And like, we were even looking at the cutting boards. We're just like, because that's cool. It's cool to have a good cutting block. Let's see how much it was. And it was like $50 for the exact same thing.
Yeah, seriously.
So it's like half the price of our whole thing. It's insane how much you can save yourself if you just take a little bit of time. Like, the cost of time versus the cost of a store is drastic. So when we did our build, it took us 23 days from start to finish. We were working 50 plus hour weeks. We took one day off in those 23 days
and
to go to Disneyland.
Yeah, we did go to Disneyland.
Which was a shit ton of fun as always. And other than that, we just worked straight through. It was shop opened when her grandpa woke up in the morning, which was like for him like 6. We would roll out at like 8:30, probably 11.
Yeah, most likely 11.
And then
honestly.
start like doing our stuff, and then when he was done at 5, shop closed. He was every day, like 5 o'clock, shop is closed. Like, we're not, because, you know, he had all of his like nice saws and nice equipment that he didn't like want us messing with alone. Want us ruining. Yeah. He's a very realistic person. Yeah. He knows who I am. Like, we got it done 3 days later than we planned. Our goal was June 1st. And we left June 3rd. June 3rd. Yeah. And then this the walls here, those are all
Tongue and groove.
just cedar paneling.
Yeah, it's super.
All the way through,
All the way through.
So this is kind of a mistake that we made that helped out, because the tongue and groove obviously only goes one direction. The hooks are only, so we started here and came across and did the roof because we'd done the lights, so that was the best way. And then we did this wall because these walls are longer panels all the way across. And we found out that our grooves were not matching up at the top. So there's a piece back here that is actually just cut and screwed in there.
Yeah.
Which works out because in the back where all our power is,
Well, the
if
wires
we ever
are.
need to get to our wires, we can just unscrew that one thing.
Yeah, and kind of bundled it up right there. Well, this whole van is a happy accident.
This is all one
honestly.
big Bob Ross painting, man.
Yeah.
It looks like shit until you figure out, oh, okay, they were doing something there.
If you look at the sink here, you'll notice that we definitely didn't buy matching parts.
Nope, we didn't.
By accident.
Amazon frequently bought together just
Don't
means
trust
people
it.
don't pay attention to what they're buying.
Don't trust
we
Amazon.
frequently bought together, and we were frequently incorrect.
Yeah, multiple times, honestly.
So this piece does not fit here at all. Not even close.
And we had already cut the hole and installed the sink by the time we realized this. So we ended up having to cut a hole, like, if you look in here, like there's the wall right here, so we had to cut into that wall.
Yeah, there's a hole right
to
there.
even fit this, and then cut another hole like here. It was a whole mess, but honestly, it worked out.
This is real life, all right?
Yeah, real life.
That's all the coffee maker. So one of the things we did, because we have the solar, we went 300 watts so we could have enough energy to run our blender.
Honestly, sometimes you just need to use a blender. And honestly, like with my business, I do a lot of recipes, so it really helps me out having the blender with me, to do smoothies and energy bars and stuff like that, soups. So it honestly helps us out just for us to have the extra power, the nice blender.
It's twice a week.
Yeah.
It's a food prep.
Yeah,
so we'll
definitely a
normally
food
do,
prep.
when we're on the road, it's the easiest because you get your groceries for the week, because you're probably going to be away from service for a week or away from like a central location for a week. So it's just camping. You prepare for a week of camping, and then that first day when we buy our groceries, we chop all our salads.
Yeah, we chop up everything.
Cut all our veggies. We put everything in a somewhat meal plan so we can just grab it.
Yeah.
And then we'll use it that day, and then we'll probably use it again like later in the week to make like pancakes or something.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's probably about twice a week.
So we have 3 VMAX batteries, and they're each 155 amp hours.
Amp hours.
Bars.
Use that. Amp hours. I want that in there.
And so that total is 465 amp hours. Yeah, we do. And then we have the 2000 watt inverter.
So this whole thing is, again, just all mistakes. So we didn't know at what point our power would emergency shut off.
Oh yeah, that's
and we were
a funny
talking to
story.
a buddy about his very similar setup. His setup shuts down at 12:05, and we're like, well, okay. So there's days where we're at like 13:1, and it's like cloudy, and it's going to be cloudy for 3 days in the forecast. So we slowly start turning shit off, keeping it just so the fridge is going, like reducing our power, just making sure that we don't hit that 12:5. Well, like 3 months into the road, 4 months on the road, we finally actually look. We use Google like adults should do, and it goes down to 10:5. So we were just sitting there with like 3 more days of full like battery power,
using candles and like all this stuff, and it's like, oh, we had 2 more to go until it was dead. So, but it does make this like really weird, like low scream when it's about to like
sounds
turn
like
off.
white noise.
Yeah, it's like, and it starts off really slow, like
it's whispering its warnings.
yeah, and then it's like gets louder and louder.
There's no power.
And the first time it happened, we both woke up in the middle of the night, just like, what is that?
Yeah,
noise?
we're like,
Someone outside the van?
yeah, like
well,
just
are we by a portal? Are we in
scared.
Sedona? Is there a portal here?
It sucks.
Frustrating.
I hate it. I hate it.
Very.
So with the sink and doing dishes, honestly, like I hate it. It is like the one thing that I wish we would have done differently in the van, because we installed a pump sink and just
Hand
thinking, yeah, just like a hand pump sink, and obviously it doesn't fit, so the water just kind of like pours
And
right there.
It would be different if it pumped back. if you had a two-way,
Yeah,
like
if you had
if
maybe
there
a
was some kind of
two-way.
pressure thing to where it would be continuous water flow. But this is cool. This is, here we go. We're gonna get it. All right.
And when you're trying to wash a dish off, it's like clean, clean.
Yeah, leave it in there.
Clean. Or like trying to wash your hands is very
So
difficult.
you know when you go to
It's-
the airport and there's the sinks that are the stupid touch at the top thing,
Oh yeah.
and then it's like, oh, okay, let's try this again. That's essentially, we live in an
Yeah.
airport sink.
Yeah, and so I just wish we would have had continuous water, you know, just like hooked it up to our electricity, which would have been super easy to do,
Yeah.
and which we still could
And
do.
we looked at it,
honestly, we could do it. It's just we would have to, you know, with the holes
You heard
already
it
cut
here
in
first.
it.
We're gonna go ahead and do that. Give us a year.
Definitely a year.
Probably not gonna do it soon.
Definitely not. Yeah.
For what it's used for, our dishes are simple. Like
yeah,
we don't
for sure.
we don't have a lot of like hard to get off stuff.
Yeah,
pretty much-
try to clean it like as soon as we make the mess.
So our setup is
Yeah.
all made so it's, you always have to be like in a motion. If you're doing dinner, you have to do it step by step. Prep, cook, clean. It's not like prep, leave it in the fridge and, you know, it's not cook and then let the dishes sit there and let everything settle. It's just got to be a fluid motion, because otherwise,
Because if that food
then
dries,
that gets a pain.
if that
But-
food dries, you know, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. But other than that, like, it's been fine.
Yeah, honestly, it's really not terrible. I just I wish, you know, that I had running water. But at the same time, like, it does save us a lot of water. Like with the 6 gallons, like that'll last us a couple weeks, honestly. If
Yeah, the 6-gallon tank lasts longer than any of our water.
yeah, for sure.
Hands
And it's
down.
like if we would have had running water where it was just like wasting all that water, then you know we would have had to fill
Yeah,
up a
our
lot more often.
non-consumed water
And
takes a long time for us to go through. Our water goes mostly to cooking. for
Yeah.
us. It goes to the process of cooking, not the process of cleaning, more so than anything. Yeah, everything's just like, it's fluid. So it's like stove is here, so it's close to sink, close to, like, down here are canned goods and stuff.
yeah, canned goods, spices.
Up here is all of our pots and
pans.
pans. Everything is as accessible to this
Up here,
point.
cups. We keep all of our vitamins, and then you know, dog treats and random stuff there.
Snacks.
Snacks,
Oh, yeah.
that's the best
Snacks. Vodka.
Vodka.
Ooh, that's good. I didn't know we had
Random
that.
vodka that we have that we'll like never
How?
drink.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! Whose
So
is that?
embarrassing.
So these things are pretty funny. I'm gonna take a shot actually, probably right now.
No, don't do that.
These things are pretty funny because they were supposed to be 2 inches shorter
Yeah.
and
Like we said, everything.
and about right here.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing. This was not supposed to be all the way down there, but everything was made like her grandpa kind of made a point to make everything slightly bigger.
Yeah.
Aside from what we were going for, and it's just been a huge help.
It has been a huge
Like
help. But
having that extra space is so, I can't. This is frustrating at times. There's times where you're like, "You stupid ass beans, get in there." But if I didn't have that space, there would be no stupid ass beans. There would be no question.
Yeah, exactly. Like
it just
all of our
wouldn't be-
stuff just like kind of like ended up fitting into it perfectly, you know.
Yeah, our
just
van
be-
ended up being our van on accident. With
Yeah, totally
like
by
the way that it
accident.
looks now, it's so suits us and it's so perfectly
Mm-hmm.
Miss Perfect. It's just, it shouldn't have worked out like this, but we got
Yeah,
exactly what we needed.
Exactly.
And otherwise, if we would have done the original plan, we would have been like, "Oh, we are shit van builders."
yeah,
This is
seriously.
a garbage build. Behind all of our paneling is a brace, like a spine, like a rib cage almost in the van. All along the actual supports,
Yeah.
we have a piece of 1x2s. So everything is, those are the only things screwed into the frame. Because when we did our insulation, we did a layer of the styrofoam insulation, and then sprayed that with like gap and crack filler, foam insulation, and then we did a layer of Reflectix. But the layer of Reflectix needs an 1.5 inch
Gap for it
an
to
air
work.
gap for it to actually work. If it's laid directly on something, it loses its value. It's already such a low reflective value or insulative value that it doesn't really matter. If you put it up next to something, it's essentially just it's sitting there and it's taking the same. But if it has that gap, then it can actually work the way it's intended. We made it with those spines, so we have that gap all the way through it. There's no questions asked. So it's insulation, Reflectix, vapor barrier, spine.
Yeah, it works really, really good.
It's noticeably different in the back because the back of the van is all insulated. Roof's all insulated, doors are insulated, all the walls all the way down behind all of this, even behind here where it's not exposed. Have a seizure in the middle of this. It's all insulated. In the front where it's not, because we didn't spend the time, because we don't live there. We're renting that from a buddy to drive around.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's drastically colder and hotter in there.
It is drastically. It's crazy.
Here is not insulated the way the rest of it is, and inside there in the summer, it's very hot.
It's so hot
and in the winter,
there.
it's freezing. So having no air coming in from the front, because this is a thick enough blanket, it's almost like having just another form of insulation. And it works. When that's open, when we leave it open on the sides here, if at night we fall asleep and there's like an inch on the other side, it's noticeably cold.
It does get pretty
noticeably
cold. But we also have a Mr. Buddy heater, you know, that we just use 10 minutes and it warms up the entire van like pretty well. So, you know, we don't really run into too many problems. Like sometimes it's freezing. Like sometimes it is really cold, but like luckily, you know, we have enough blankets and body heat and we have dogs that we can snuggle with. So, you know, it works out.
It also keeps it cool too, which is the flip side, which I like better because it's like when it's hot, and if the van's not been open in the morning and you get that nice like overnight cool air, it'll stay in here till we open the van. And as soon as she opens the van door, I'm just sweating balls in the bed. It's like someone just threw like a shit ton of sun at me and this thing heats up. But you notice it as soon as that seal is broken. It's like, good job, insulation.
Yeah, seriously, I feel
You're the
pretty
real
proud of that.
here. Every time we looked at it, because I was getting frustrated doing the insulation, because it's like it feels like an opinion. It doesn't feel like anyone has any facts about it.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's like, well, the way that I chose to do it. And it's like, that's cool, but did you choose the right way? That's all we needed to know. And it turns out a majority of the things we saw were not the right way.
Yeah, weren't the right way. It's crazy.
On the thing says, will not work without inch
gap.
Air gap.
Yeah, air gap.
So it's like, the box says here, so if we put it, I see so many people put it directly to the metal and then do their next layer. It's just it's just metal. It's just cold metal at that point. Like, so we would have wasted, and it's a lot of Reflectix. It would have wasted us $150, $200 to do it wrong.
Yeah, for sure, just to do it wrong.
I always think about that. Like, it bums me out to think about that people have it just sitting there. Essentially, they bought a wall. These lights.
Oh man, can't wait to show you the lights because it's the best part.
Party time.
Party time.
So these lights were actually suggested to us from
Jason Giddy,
our buddies
from Our Home on Wheels.
And they're just IKEA low amperage lights.
They're just LED lights, like little LED lights that we got from IKEA that were super cheap.
So the way we did it is with these regular lights, they go 3 and then 1 here and then one and then 3 in the back. So if we turn on one switch, the bed is mostly lit. So if we're in
like a little bit here,
like at the end of the night, and we don't want people to see the light flooding in, we'll just turn this one on. If one of us is staying up and she's asleep,
I'm asleep. Yeah, I can put on the other side because it'll light up that one down there and then like mostly over here. And then the best part about it is you can't even tell, but they're
so these
party
are color
lights.
changing lights. We got 4 color changing lights here, and you can pick a color, which is nice for setting the mood. We do spooky greens and purples
in
at Halloween. A nice festive green or red for Christmas. Ooh, Valentine's Day, throw on some pink. But wait, there's more. So there's this.
That's party. Wait.
This is the mood setter. It slowly, subtly changes through the colors. Just rotates them. Yeah, throw on some smooth jazz. Or what? You got EDM? Throw on these.
They just flash.
Yeah, they just switch back and forth. And it is amazing.
It's the best thing.
Because it does get dark enough in here to where it's just a bunch of color changing lights. Took that to a music festival. A lot of people dug it.
A lot of people dug it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, you gotta have the party lights, man.
I love it. You
if you're gonna be hosting, you gotta be a proper host, and everyone likes to dance. Yeah. That's true.
And then we also have like a strip of Christmas lights that are blue, just like lining the van.
holiday lights.
Holiday. Sorry. Didn't mean
Sorry,
Christmas
everybody.
lights. Holiday.
They're Christmas lights. These ones. So the funny thing too about the Christmas lights, we're
yeah.
putting these eye hooks in one day and like nailing them. We're in a Target parking lot. It's like, you know, knocking on it, and there's probably 15 to 20 of them throughout the van.
Yeah.
And we get all our Christmas lights there. Our Christmas lights were strung across, where these are just perimeter. You know, very festive.
Super festive.
festive.
Yeah. We get into Christmas.
Yeah. And we get them all up, and we're going to show the internet, because why wouldn't you?
Obviously.
That's why you do stuff, is to show the internet. So we were going to story that we did it, and we got a knock on the door that it's the cops. They thought someone was knocking to get out.
Yeah, someone like called the cops on us, thinking that someone was in here being held against their will and like begging to get out.
At the end of it, there's like literally 8 cops, 4 cop cars surrounding us.
And like,
it was just a huge joke.
They took, yeah, it ended up being a huge joke, but they like took me aside, and they were like, is anything going on? Are you sure you're okay? I'm like, this is my husband. Like, we live in here. We're married.
They
like,
took me aside and were just for sure that I had taken this pretty girl.
Oh, yeah,
like,
totally.
Schlubbo here doesn't deserve what's going on. There's some drugs involved, because old Schlubbo doesn't deserve this. Cops were like, it doesn't even fucking make sense. He's not even attractive. So
He's living in a van.
yeah, he's living in a van.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, okay, something doesn't add up here.
No, but it ended up being really funny, and they like super dug like the van, and like we're playing with the dogs and stuff. But that was just a really funny story.
But also, we put in the wrong lights. So van life pro tip.
Yeah.
Get LED Christmas lights, not your standard Christmas lights, because we had the standard, just cheapo Christmas lights.
The cheap ones.
It drained our power. It was like turning on 13 hair dryers at once. Cruising down the road, like, I feel like we should have more power. It's sunny as shit in California. Nope. Not with them.
No, that took up so much power. So kind of moving back, like from the sink on, underneath the sink, we actually have 2 6-gallon jerry cans, one for gray water, one for clean water. That's where we also keep all of our cleaning products, trash bags, stuff like that. And oh my God, the best tiny broom. It's tiny broom. Tiny broom. It's the best for your tiny home. It's wonderful. Cute. It's cute. My grandma couldn't help but buy it for me when she saw it, honestly. She was like, it had a cow. And then moving back here, you know, we have our spice rack, fruit basket. We originally got that one that like every van life person has, that it's like a white basket. And we have just so much fruits and vegetables all the time that it broke.
Fruits-o veggies.
Fruits-o veggies.
You got it. You can say these. These are words you know.
That it just broke. So we ended up buying this basket, and it's jerry rigged, totally not meant to be here, but hey, it works.
Yeah, so this is a banana hook.
Yeah, that was originally a banana hook.
Ironically, it's still a banana hook.
But it does hold the back of it, because then I bought it and I was like, that'll work, and then realized that won't work. Like, that just will fall. But luckily, that hook was already there. Worked out perfectly. Like we said, it's one huge accident.
So this whole thing actually moves when we cook too.
We take this down if we cook inside. The reason we did not install a grill inside, or like a stovetop inside, is that we wanted to be able to also cook outside most of the time. We prefer it that way. So I'll normally just take all my stuff outside. We have like this outdoor like grill station. It's really cool. It's like a table, and it brings up another table, and it has like a table under here. It's really cool. It folds up really well. So basically, we'll just like move this and then move that over. And then it's under here where we keep like our propane and stuff. And then
also, that's a bad idea.
What?
We do that, but you shouldn't do that.
Oh, leaving it right there?
Yeah.
No, there's a lip. It never falls.
Yeah, but that should be in the back. There's a warning on it. I just don't want to say that's the way to do it. We're wrong for that.
We are, just a little bit. But it's super easy to cook in here. We don't have one of those like giant propane tanks, honestly, just for like safety reasons. And it's just
all the
I know that we shouldn't.
I've heard were propane tanks, and it freaks me out.
Yeah, it does kind of freak me out. Cooking is really, really great. If I could have 2 of these stoves, I would, because I cook so many different things at once that I'm normally using like 2 pans and 2 pots to cook everything. But
and honestly, this company that we used, we messed up our first one. Like, something happened in it, and
it started leaking propane.
So that was a huge help. Like, for you on your travels, the Stansport one, they were awesome.
Stands for built for your pleasure.
I don't know if that's the same. Maybe.
I do.
We cook
honestly.
out here instead of cooking in people's houses a lot when given the option. If that
Yeah.
helps. We'll cook
Yeah,
out
we'll
in their
cook
front
out
yard,
here,
like in
or-
front of our van, as opposed to cooking. It's just easy.
It's
We're
just
used
nice
to it.
to have like the portability of it and being able. It's like not because sometimes it's freaking hot inside, and then you add that extra heat to the inside, and it gets so hot, and we're all just like sweating and dying. And
Get real dizzy.
we also have this carbon monoxide and smoke detector right here.
Always the fan on.
But
Always ventilation.
This thing goes off like 10 times a day because we always forget to take it down before we start cooking, and so the heat goes right there and it freaks out, and she talks, she's like, fire, fire, fire. So loud.
Yeah, all the
Before we start
time.
cooking, we just take it down.
Yeah,
Yep,
right.
hide it under a pillow. So this is great too, because it's like we go to a lot of places where it's just like we're at a park. We slept overnight in a park, and we didn't want to be outside. So to take that to a picnic table and cook on a picnic table is
Yeah,
intrusive.
super nice.
It doesn't look like, we're anybody except for a family out for the day. Family out for the day. That was nice, huh, babe?
Aw, that's
Yeah,
so cute of
that
us.
was cool. Cool fun thing I did.
And then the refrigerator, super basic. We just got one of the ARBs. It's like the smallest one. I think it's like a 37 quart. Going back, I probably would have spent the extra like $200 and got something bigger, but this works well. You just open it, there's like plenty of storage, plenty of space for, all of our veggies and stuff. It stays pretty cool. It uses only like 1 amp per hour. So
That's another thing.
yeah,
This
it's crazy.
fridge
It's amazing.
It's crazy. We see a lot of people with the Dometic fridge, and it just uses more power.
It
it's
uses a little
still
bit more
great.
power.
Our power doesn't notice it at all. Everything stays cool. Everything stays as is.
Yeah, I really, really like this fridge. Like,
It's been great.
It's expensive, but not to have a cooler and have to like replace ice all the time. I think it's definitely worth it to have a fridge.
Yeah, to not replace ice all the time is huge.
We have been like living basically in his work parking lot because we talked to security there and they allowed us to stay in his work parking lot.
That's super cool
So
of them.
it's super
Yeah.
cool of them because they just asked us to move spots every so often. But we're right next to like a Walmart, a Starbucks, a pet. Literally, it's a giant like huge strip mall. So it's great.
Mini America right there.
Yeah, it really is. Movie theater.
Y'all can get your
So-
popcorn. Y'all can get your dog's food.
Yes,
Y'all
yes,
can,
yes.
Y'all can get a onesie from the Walmart.
It's great. It is great. So I'll make him food and like bring it in like a Tupperware container, and it's always like Brussels sprouts, broccoli, asparagus, the stinkiest foods, and everyone's
Steamed
like,
Brussels
"Did
sprouts.
you bring that fart
Just
box
pure old
again?"
box of asshole
Oh my
she
God,
brings
it's-
me.
You
Delicious.
open it and it's
Always
just
great. Always
fart
good
smell.
food. Let's make sure that no one's here by the end of my meal.
So to come up with this whole thing, I didn't really come up with it. Honestly, another Jason Giddy, Our Home on
Our
Wheels.
Home on Wheels.
Honestly, like going into this, like, I really did like the style of their build. Like, obviously we did a lot of things different, but just a few things here and there, like this pull-out fridge was a really good idea that I like, and just like a few other things.
Jason's builds are so practical.
The Jason's builds are super practical.
Like,
He does a
that's-
really good job.
That's what I dig about him. You see a lot of people who do stuff that it's more of like a vanity than it is.
Yeah, it's more for pictures.
Yeah, it's
people
like-
do builds for pictures.
I just feel like there's a lot of stuff that people have to be struggling a lot behind the camera to show that, because it's like, if we lived in some of the pretty rigs that we've seen, it would be so hard, I feel like.
Yeah, just a lot less storage, and a lot less, just like
we sacrifice the space for the pictures in here, so we have our big closet.
so we have this big closet.
Like,
it
this big
doesn't
closet
look
has
good,
been-
honestly.
Yeah, it's bulky, but it's been
And it's in the
so
way.
hugely helpful. We both have I have a drawer, she has two.
I have two, obviously. I have most of the closet.
Yeah, I get about a third of this. And that was very nice of me to think it was a third.
Yeah, honestly, like
And
a fourth.
it's been awesome though. Like, this is great too, because all of our hangers, again, this was something we went bigger out than we'd planned to. Originally it was supposed to be probably 6 inches less wide. Thinner is the word. But I guess
got this, babe.
I need a thesaurus or dictionary.
Because
it's for words.
Wow.
Again, just having a stroke. This is great. But it was supposed to be 6 inches shorter, and we didn't account for hangers because our brains don't work. So now all our hangers fit the right way so we can slide through clothes, which is just a huge help.
Yeah.
She has a ton of clothes and it works perfect. I'm like a cartoon character and I don't care.
Thing is that personally, like, I know I have a lot of clothes, but like I said earlier, like with the shoe things, like it makes me feel comfortable. It's like a part of like who I am. I'm really into like fashion and style, and that's something that I didn't want to going into this lifestyle. And also with my business, you know, we do a lot of photo shoots, you know, and I have to kind of look presentable in my business. So having a lot of,
so I don't have to look like shit all the time. So I don't see my face for like 15 days sometimes best. I have no idea what I look like.
And I always have to see it, you know, always in front of a camera. So, you know, I kind of have to look presentable and have, you know, a lot of different clothes. So it really works out for us having this much storage space. A lot of people could get by with less, definitely. But like we said, like we did this build for our comfort.
We knew that we were going to be on the road for at least 2 years. That was in our mindset, was about 2 years. We wanted 2 years worth of clothes. If something happened and we got stuck on the other side of the country, we didn't want to have a bunch of shit shipped to us or fly back and figure it out. We can live here. If something, God forbid, something happens and we have to stop and work somewhere, we can.
Yeah.
We've lived out of the van for now 8 months.
10 months.
10 months coming on a year. We've lived completely out of the van. So it's like, that's because we made the bigger closet, the bigger cabinets, you know, just slightly bigger. Just so we're not minimalists. I gotta say that right now. We're not. A lot of people think that you do this life to strip yourself of everything that is owned. Ours is in storage. We have a storage unit. We're very like.
Yeah, we have a storage unit here in Arizona.
A full apartment's worth of like. Our dresser, couches, clothes, more clothes.
More clothes,
like,
God.
I actually have clothes. Going to our storage unit is like Christmas.
It's like Christmas.
It's like a free Christmas. It's like adults. Oh, cool, man! How cool to cook out of the crock pot one day.
But it's just like we, you know, have spent a lot of time over our life, you know, collecting things that we really like, and a lot of people, you know, don't really like their stuff, so they'll get rid of it or sell it. But to us, like our stuff, like means something. Like we spend a lot of time getting things that we like.
We don't have a ton of shit. Like we were living in an LA apartment. You can't have a ton of shit.
Yeah, it's definitely like a 10 by 10.
So it's like when we say that we have an apartment full of stuff, it's like 3 times bigger than this was our apartment.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
so it's
exactly. We didn't have much
stuff.
It's
not a bunch, but yeah, we do definitely have.
And sizing down like was kind of difficult, but at the same time it was just like, even though you know you have the stuff that you use most, you know, like even in a house, like you have those certain clothes that you wear probably every day, you know, and so like figuring out all that was kind of easy, and then figuring, you know, what kind of pots and pans you need and what kind of this and that.
It's kind of funny too, because even though we've now reduced twice since then.
Yeah, we've done fan purges.
That we just bring too much shit, like shit you just don't realize you need, you know.
Or realize you don't need. Yeah, realize you don't need.
Oh, we need raincoats. Okay. Yeah, because we're in London and the weather's so breezy every day. No, we don't need that. We just brought it because we saw a thing once.
Yeah, we've taken a lot out of the van in different like sections, you know, like we came back to Arizona in September and did a van purge, and then we came back again in November and did another one, and so now we just did one the other day because we're getting ready to head back out on the road on Saturday. We're very excited. I feel like we've really gotten it down. You know, you kind of have to learn the van. You have to like figure out what works, and then it's like you end up putting something somewhere else and you're like, why wasn't that there the whole time? Like you just don't think about it.
Toilet paper storage. It's just things you put them there once to get it out of the way, and you're like, oh, that's its spot.
Yeah, like that's where it's supposed to go. We just weren't
sure yet.
Yeah.
Only thing that was built to scale is the spec stuff. Like, to this point here where I'm sitting is how it should have been. It's like our under storage back here, our bookshelf, all this stuff is the only thing that we did right.
And then like this bench right here, this originally wasn't supposed to be here, but it's where all of our batteries are and our inverter and everything. It was originally going to go underneath the bed, but my grandpa actually came up with the idea to build something right here to put them in, just to make it easily accessed. And
again, if shit happens, I don't want my bed to be just burning before I'm awake. We wouldn't even know. It would be too late by the time anything happened. Here, we can get away.
We can get to it, and then it also like opened up this space, to have a seat. I really actually
look how little this
we
thing is.
sit there.
She can't.
Oh yeah, and
she would never get on this
what
bed.
What happened is that me and Tink were having a really hard time getting up on the bed when it wasn't there, and so my grandpa was like, "Let's do a step right here. We'll put your batteries in it, and then it actually opened up space to put a trash can. So we have our trash can right here, and then it also opened up space. You'll see we have like a little like nightstand right here with like 4 drawers as well, and we use that for like all of our utensils, and honestly a junk drawer. Like you gotta have a junk drawer wherever you are. It just holds like all of our wires, everything that we need every day, but like doesn't have a place. You don't want to put everything away all the time, so it's nice to have that drawer there for little things like that. And then like up here is where we keep like all of our like deodorants, shampoos, like just all that kind of stuff, Q-tips, baby wipes, all the good stuff.
I'm gonna go ahead and reveal this.
Oh gosh, this is a
key here.
Okay, and
crotch spray.
Crotch spray. Honestly, it sounds a little weird, but it's like it's the best thing on the planet. Honestly,
if you're hiking, crotch deodorant.
Crotch deodorant. Honestly,
that's what it is. It's a
Summer's Eve.
Deal.
You can get it at the Amazon for the best deal, or you can find it at any store, like literally any store, like a big grocery store, Walmart, Target, in the lady section, like tampons and stuff like that. Honestly, but it's the best.
Made for a woman, but strong enough for a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we love this. It's literally the best thing we've ever.
Seriously, you don't want to be stinking when you don't know what you smell like.
Yeah,
that's the one thing is like, again, I don't see my face for days. I don't know what I smell like because I'm just around her. Our gauge is pretty equal, and
we definitely stink a lot.
Our dogs are the only ones who see us, so it's like if we have to go to the grocery store on that 7th day.
Yeah, you gotta have something.
It's a crapshoot, man. This is the only spot that we made as we planned, except for this thing was her grandfather's idea. So what that is like, so it would have originally just been one big room almost, but we set up some plywood across and put beams here, so we have this other whole layer. So it gave us another row of storage, which has been immensely helpful.
Yeah.
All this is all our camping stuff. This is our dog's food, our gym stuff. More shoes.
More shoes.
Here's shoes. This is actually made of shoes. This is all like our Christmas lights, our Halloween decorations, our turkey stuff for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like we said, we're very holiday excited. Stuff.
We have a lot of Christmas is the jam.
Yeah, we celebrate all month. We literally have a December 1st party every year,
and we go till Christmas. I wear Santa hat every day till Christmas.
Yeah, we do it the night before, so like November 30th, November 30th, we go into midnight and we celebrate.
At Christmas, we start
Christmas.
Screaming, "Welcome to the holidays, motherfucker!" Kissing everyone, hugging everyone.
It's the best.
Yeah, so that's a good time. All our canopies. This is all our. If we're at a spot for a week or 3 days or longer, that's when this all comes into play, because this is
for sure.
Easy Up. It's our chairs, like our outside chairs.
Yeah, like I said, that grill that we have that set up.
We have a
little
table for it. We have another side table.
Yeah, like we kind of make it like our own little outdoor apartment. When we're set up somewhere, because why not?
When we got married, our registry, because we already lived together, so we had apartment shit. We had like, I don't need a fucking
crock
set
pot
it and
or
forget it type of cooker. I don't give a shit about that. But what I do need is a canopy. Or what I do need are some tarps.
Our registry was all like gas cards, tents, camping gear.
It was all REI.
Home Depot gift cards. We got a lot of those. It was great.
And
that helped us
a lot with the build.
It really did.
Some things. So we did pegboard here at the bottom, so we can just throw
do that, hang stuff up.
This thing we just keep. We don't use it.
If we don't use it, it's just
But we don't
there.
get rid of it for some reason. I don't know if
I
it's...
just think, you know,
I feel like we
one
should just
day-
soak it in some essential oil so it at least has a smell.
Ooh,
you
yeah,
know?
it makes the van smell nice.
We chose the white here, again, just to make it feel more open. Anywhere there's space to not make it feel like there's a wall. Yeah, I'd noticed that. You're sweating a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No. Yeah, it was
Sorry.
sticky.
I feel like I'm
Very
sweating
sticky.
a lot.
Oh, so we have this one we actually
yeah.
use all the time. So this is the same idea as the one up front, but
It's really just for vanity.
look how sexy and sleek that is. But yeah, so
yeah, no, that's the same thing. You know, keep
this
bugs out.
body pillow here. So this is the original.
Oh, yeah, this is the original
this
couch
was
cushions.
the couch cushion.
So this was our
material.
table runners from our wedding.
So this bed is a twin size bed, or a full size bed turned and cut by 7 inches. So
yeah,
it's 7
it was
inches
cut
shorter.
at the bottom here, like down
Which-
here at our feet.
We bought the van so I could stand up in it because I wasn't going to be able to sleep, but in like a ball. I'd sleep either diagonal or like rolled up or on her
honestly-
side completely. Like
We wanted to
When I
like
can.
we wanted to he was willing to sacrifice like a comfortable sleep for more space in the van.
Yeah, for the-
you know, instead, because a lot of people do their beds
we
long
see like
ways.
queen size beds and stuff in here, and that's just I just feel like you lose so much space.
Yeah, for sure.
Like-
but a lot of people, you know, sleep is super important to them, so like they want to be comfortable when they sleep. But like, luckily, you know,
I sleep like shit.
I've
I've always
fit.
had. Yeah,
That's nice. I
It's
can
so
stretch
comfy.
out. It's
she
great.
can, the TV's right at her feet. Her sleeping experience is so different.
Much
than mine.
different than his.
Just throw on the office and curl up and have some room. Have all her trinkets. I have hot ass dogs.
The
I'm,
dogs
like,
always sleep on his
trying to
side.
fit. I'm 6'1". This is how my head is. Like this. So it's like 7 inches because it was less than 6, and then we added the 1.5 inches on each
Yeah,
side.
'cause you have
and then we
this
added
and-
an inch of this, so it's like we lose about 5 more inches.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we
But
definitely.
again, it's just sleep, man. If you're complaining about sleep, go out with your fucking friends. They're gonna remember you not going. You're not gonna remember work, you know. So
But yeah, so that really honestly isn't an issue for us. You know, he sleeps diagonal on my side, and I'm super short, so it kind of just works out for us. And we have the
honestly, if
extra
it wasn't
space.
for Slash, come
yeah,
here, bud.
Slash
Come here.
is a
This
big
guy,
old rock.
this guy is not a big
This
dog.
Slash.
He is just a little boy until he sleeps, and then
he
he
sleeps.
weighs. Somehow he goes from 35 to right around 700,
Yeah,
and he's
it's
just
crazy.
a
This-
solid lead rock.
And he gets so mad when your feet even go near
Like
him.
mean growl.
Like mean growl. Like the only time he is ever mean is when you go near him with your feet.
And it's his fault because he lays at our feet.
yeah, exactly.
So it's like, yeah, sleeping in this, that's
full circle.
it's not as super comfy as it could be, but it's a comfy memory foam bed.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. It's really.
It is
We
nice.
got it off Amazon for like $100, and it's like the best mattress I think I've ever had. $100 off Amazon.
Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for checking out Tiny Home Tours and doing this
Yeah,
for us. This
seriously.
we don't have the opportunity to show our stuff a lot. I mean, not that we want to show it off, but it's fun to show. Like, we put some work into it, so we're pretty proud of it.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
any amount of people watching it, thank you so much. We really
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Taking the time.
Yeah, even just being here for the whole video. Thank you.
We will soon be doing our own comedy van life, so
Comedy
you can
van
check out those
life.
videos below.
yeah,
We'll
that
have a
will be
link
all
for
linked
those.
in the description.
There will also
Yeah, so basically from here on out, we're going to be heading up the coast into Canada. We're doing coast to coast in Canada over the summer. We're really excited. I don't know when this is going to be posted, but yeah, so if it's summertime, we're in Canada. You can find all of our travels at Living by the Mile on Instagram. We also have a website, www.livingbythemile.com. We have a few blogs there. We're going to be updating that a little bit more as time goes on, but
I currently have an ebook out. It's called No Bad Days. It's simply 24 tips to keep your day going good and some pictures. We have that set up for donation.
yeah, so even if
$1,
you know,
we'll
$1
send
helps
the
us
ebook.
out. You know, it helps us out with gas and food.
It helps
and
us out with my next project. Will be another. It'll be a photo novel. The next time it's called Tiny Creature. So that'll be about a year from June. is the date that we'll be getting that out. So
Yeah.
keep your eyes peeled for Tiny Creature, because that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then for me, you can find my business at Be Confidently You on Instagram, and then you can also find everything I have to offer. I do workouts, recipes, blogs, Wellness Wednesdays, quick tips for fitness, and everything like that. Basically, my business is about not only basically using the body and the mind to promote like your highest self, to be the happiest version of yourself. So we not only work with the physical body, but also mental wellness as well. And you can actually, if you sign up to receive my newsletters and join my Confident Crew, I actually designed a confidence guide. It's called 30 Ways in 30 Days, and it's actually 30 guides, 30 tips and tricks to live your most confident self yet. So you can check that out. It's all for free. So just head over to www.beconfidentlyu.blog, and you can find all of that there. It's really cool. I just started that. That's why we're living in the van, so we could both work on our creative, paths, and basically work for ourselves, have time freedom, and yeah. Really cool.
And then shout out to Taco Bell, because cross the country.
Oh, what up, Taco Bell?
Bell
Small town Taco Bells are the best. If you didn't know, they are the best. Small town Taco Bell.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a neat, cool day.
Have a neat, cool day.